Smith-Koblitz. I'm, your average 14-year-old high school teenager kid person. And since the age of 4, I've been interested in science. Tomorrow, I'll be putting my skills to the ultimate test. Because my father and I are going to an old abandoned quarry, which was owned by a greatly prestigious family in this area, the Berkshire County, called the Friedley family. Built about 175 years ago, in the late 1830s, the quarry was a marble quarry, turning out hundreds of thousands of pounds of rich marble, some of which might even be the marble in my basement. I'm not sure. The Friedley family owned many buildings in this area, such as an old schoolhouse built in the Civil War time period, a mill, a large mansion, which was the head of their operation. The Friedleys mined the quarry for about 100 years before giving it to the town after they ruptured an underground stream. The town mined it for approximately 75 years, in which time the marble had become not fit for some bizarre reason, and not to mention the fact that the town had ruptured the bottom of the river, which the quarry partly runs under. They began to abandon the quarry, leaving behind old stone buildings for foremen, railway tracks, which they had installed to help export the marble, which they so carefully mined, an old elevator, or lift as it might have been called, for raising and lowering miners, and even 3 or 4 steam cranes, which still lie rusting and abandoned in the bottom of the quarry, which is now filled with water, 150 feet of water, which is quite a lot if you think about it. Anyway, I will be going there tomorrow with an assortment of scientific instruments to perform an ecological and anthropological study, not just of the quarry and its surroundings, but also of the rock. I want to find out, above all, what happened there all those years ago that made the quarry's rock unfit, unsatisfactory. But tomorrow I hope to shed light on what had happened there when the quarry was younger. Hello and good morning. It's a little bit after 8:30 in the morning here on this fine, misty, slightly damp and cool day. And everything's packed and we're ready to move out and explore the old Friedley quarry. In terms of getting to the quarry, we will have to cross a river, the Williams River in fact, which runs a good bit across the entire state of Massachusetts and can run up to almost 1.5 to 2 feet high in the wet seasons. To get across, I've designed this, known as the RF, or River Forder. It is a portable bridge. The other piece of equipment is your simple radio flyer, as it's called, wagon. Here holds our science package full of microscopes, scalpels, and the like. And in here we have field guides, food. This crate down here is for any specimens we might find, and this tent here is to store everything and keep it away from moisture. Well, we finally made it to Quarry Road, as I call it. As you can see, it stretches back, way back, a couple miles, and we've got to take it, unfortunately. It's not the most glamorous of roads, but it's the only way to get to the quarry that we need to get to. So, let's get moving. the river. The quarry is across the river behind me. But before we can get there, we're going to have to move all the equipment. Well, I think the words that best describe this moment are, we made it. As you can see before me, the Friedley Quarry still stands, now filled with water, but still the Friedley Quarry. If you notice the sandy bank over there, where we'll be establishing base camp, that is where we will be running the operations in the quarry. We have a lot of work to do before we can establish the camp, so we should get moving. Before me, you can see the remnants of what once was a building, possibly even a foreman's office. Now it is in ruins, and we can only experience it in its partially destroyed form. There are many other buildings which can be found off in the woods. Those buildings we will visit shortly, one of which is an unknown cave structure filled with darkness and now quite a lot of Budweiser cans. I will take us inside and see if I can uncover what it might be, or what it formerly was. Okay. Light is on, and I am heading in. It smells of damp and mold. Years of abandonment. In fact, taking a look at some of these collapses, I do not feel safe going inside, and will remain at the entrance. I'm not sure of its function or anything about it.
What's that?
But
What's that? Dick.